When you think of deadly sea creatures, you picture sharks, jellyfish, maybe giant octopuses. But what if I told you that some of the most dangerous animals in the ocean are crabs? Small enough to hold in your hands, yet powerful enough to slice flesh, shatter bones, pierce wetsuits, and send professional divers to the hospital. Some hide under rocks, some wait in shallow waters. And number one has taken more human lives than any crab on Earth. Welcome back to Top Wonder, the place where we uncover the strangest and most dangerous creatures on the planet. Today, we're counting down the 10 most dangerous crabs in the world. These aren't harmless beachside scavengers. These are powerful animals armed with crushing claws, razor-sharp pincers, and prehistoric strength capable of inflicting serious injuries. Let's begin. Number 10. Fiddler Crab UCASPP. The fiddler crab doesn't look terrifying at first glance. Males have one oversized claw, often bright orange or yellow, used mainly for signaling mates, but don't let the small size fool you. That giant claw is strong enough to break skin, rip off small chunks of flesh, and cause painful lacerations if grabbed incorrectly. The risk increases when people try to pick them up while they re-agitated or stuck in tight burrows. Fishermen along tropical coastlines report minor but frequent injuries, bleeding knuckles, jagged cuts, and infections caused by the bacteria coating the crab's shell and claw. Even a shallow pinch can swell quickly in warm, humid environments. One common issue is that the crab's grip tightens the more you struggle. If your fingertip gets caught, it can clamp down like a pair of living pliers, refusing to let go. While fiddler crabs aren't aggressive and rarely cause serious wounds, their combination of sharp pincers and dirty coastal habitats makes them an underestimated danger. They may be the least deadly on this list, but they're still capable of delivering a painful wake-up call. Number 9. Red rock crab Cancer Productus. The red rock crab looks like a perfect seafood postcard, bright red shell, strong legs, and glossy claws. But beneath that beautiful exterior lies a surprisingly powerful bite. These crabs are notorious among West Coast fishermen for having claws sharp enough to slice through gloves, fishing lines, and even the thick skin on the back of a hand. Unlike smaller species, the red rock crab doesn't just pinch, it twists. Its claws rotate slightly as they clamp down, creating a tearing motion that can rip skin open instantly. There are multiple cases of people requiring stitches after underestimating how quickly this crab can strike when removed from traps or buckets. Even worse, their claws carry bacteria from rocky tide pools, decaying animals, and marine debris. A small wound can quickly escalate into cellulitis or other infections if left untreated. Divers also note that red rock crabs become aggressively defensive when cornered between rocks, making them hard to extract safely. They may not be deadly on their own, but their combination of speed, strength, and the environments that live in makes them a real risk for anyone handling them casually. Number 8. Flower crab Portunus pelagicus. Also known as the blue swimming crab, this species is one of the fastest and most unpredictable crabs in shallow tropical waters. Its electric blue claws aren't just for show, they're shaped like razor blades, capable of slicing deep into skin. Fishers who grab them by the sides often end up with long, bleeding cuts across their palms. What makes the flower crab especially dangerous is its reflex speed. Studies show they can snap their claws shut in less than a tenth of a second. One Malaysian fisherman reported losing half of his fingernail when a flower crab struck before he even realized his hand was within reach. Another diver described the pain of being cut as like being sliced by a metal scalpel underwater. These crabs are common in seafood markets, and unsuspecting buyers often assume they're harmless once removed from the water. They're not. Even half-alive specimens can lash out violently, and their claws retain enough power to leave significant wounds. Beautiful, fast, and deceptively sharp, the flower crab earns its place on the list. Number 7. Rainbow land crab Cardisoma armidum. On land, the rainbow crab is both colorful and intimidating. With bright purples, blues, and oranges covering its shell, it looks almost friendly until it feels threatened. Then it becomes one of the most aggressive land crabs in the world. It raises its massive claws high, rushes forward, and snaps with shocking force. These crabs are known to defend their burrows with absolute fury. Hikers in Central Africa and parts of the Caribbean have recorded them charging directly at intruders, delivering bone-bruising blows capable of tearing through thin sandals and causing deep punctures. Their claws are thick and muscular, evolved for digging through packed soil, meaning they can tear through human skin just as easily. Pet owners often underestimate the species, thinking its brilliant colors make it safe. But many have ended up with torn fingertips when trying to clean enclosures or handle stressed animals. Because the rainbow crab anchors its back legs into the ground before striking, each pinch hits with surprising leverage. Vibrant, territorial, and always ready to fight, this crab is far more dangerous than its beauty suggests. Number 6. Giant mud crab Silicerator. The giant mud crab is infamous across Southeast Asia and Australia for one simple reason: its claws are among the strongest of any crab humans commonly interact with. These claws are thick, heavy, and designed for crushing hard-shelled prey like clams. That means a single mistake when handling one can cost you a fingertip. Professional crabbers often compare the force of a large mud crab's pinch to slamming your hand in a car door. There are documented cases where the claws have snapped wooden sticks, sliced through thick gloves, and even severed the end of a finger. One fisherman in Queensland was hospitalized after a mud crab clamped on his thumb and fractured the bone. The risk increases dramatically when these crabs are freshly caught. They thrash, twist, and strike blindly, making them extremely dangerous in tight spaces like boats or baskets. Their shells also carry a wide range of marine bacteria, meaning even small wounds can become infected quickly. Its raw strength alone earns it a place in the top 6, but what comes next is far more dangerous. We've made it halfway through the list, and things are about to get much worse. Because the top 5 aren't just strong, they come armed with biological weapons, piercing tails, spear-like limbs, and enough crushing force to shatter bone. One of them isn't even a true crab. Yet it's caused serious injuries worldwide. Let's continue. Number 5. Horseshoe crab Limulus polyphemus. Although not a true crab, the horseshoe crab is undeniably one of the most dangerous crustacean-like creatures humans encounter. Its long, rigid tail, the telson, is sharp enough to puncture wetsuits and pierce through a human foot if stepped on. Several beachgoers along the U.S. East Coast have suffered deep wounds after accidentally stepping on one hidden under sand or algae, but the real danger isn't just the tail. Horseshoe crabs are covered in marine bacteria, and their blood contains compounds that trigger violent immune reactions in humans when introduced through a cut. Even a small puncture wound can become dangerously infected within hours. In rare cases, people have developed fever, swelling, and tissue necrosis from injuries involving barnacle-covered shells. Another overlooked hazard is their thrashing behavior. When flipped onto their backs, they whip their tail violently, and that tail strikes with enough force to cut or stab a rescuer's hand instantly. Ancient, armored, and armed with a biological spear, the horseshoe crab earns its place among the top 5. Number 4. Stone crab Menipe mercenaria. The stone crab has one of the most powerful claws in the entire crab world. Its crushing claw is thick, curved, and capable of exerting tremendous pressure, strong enough to crack open heavy seashells with a single snap. In human terms, that means it can break bones. Fishermen in Florida report that the most common injuries come from underestimating how quickly stone crabs can strike. Their claws can clam shut in a split second, and once they latch on, they almost never release voluntarily. Several cases document stone crabs crushing finger bones through heavy gloves, leaving workers with permanent damage. Unlike many crabs that pinch and run, stone crabs hold their grip. Their muscle structure is adapted for sustained pressure, meaning a victim may need tools or multiple people to pry the claw open. This is why stone crab harvesting is considered one of the most dangerous crustacean industries in the world. Massive strength combined with fast reflexes makes the stone crab one of the deadliest pinchers on the planet. Number 3. Japanese spider crab Macrochera kempheri. The Japanese spider crab is a giant of the deep, the largest crab species on Earth, with legs stretching up to 3.7 meters across. Its sheer size is intimidating, but its danger comes from its immense claw strength and powerful defensive strikes. It can crush shellfish with ease, and when handled improperly, it can inflict serious human injuries. Divers exploring deep coastal waters around Japan have reported spider crabs grabbing onto equipment and wetsuits with startling force. Their claws act like hooked levers, capable of tearing fabric, breaking skin, and bruising muscle in an instant. One diver described the sensation as being grabbed by a steel trap underwater. Because spider crabs are often caught in deep-sea traps, fishermen must work quickly to free them. This increases the risk of accidents, especially when multiple large crabs are thrashing inside a cramped space. Several recorded injuries include fractured fingers, deep lacerations, and even near-drowning incidents when trapped divers struggled to free themselves. Massive, powerful, and surprisingly aggressive when threatened, the Japanese spider crab is a monster of the deep. Number 2. Coconut crab Birgus ladro. On land, no crab is more feared than the coconut crab, reaching sizes up to a meter across. This giant terrestrial species has claws capable of exerting over 3,300 newtons of force, roughly equivalent to the bite of a large predator. Experiments show that a full-grown coconut crab can crack coconuts effortlessly, break wooden planks, and potentially snap human bones. There are documented cases of coconut crabs severely injuring people who approached their burrows or attempted to pick them up. In one incident on Okinawa, a man suffered a crushed finger when a coconut crab clamped down and refused to release. In another case, a hiker was bitten so deeply that emergency responders thought her tendon might be severed. These crabs are also highly territorial. When threatened, they rear up and strike with incredible speed for an animal their size. Their claws curve inward like hooks, making it extremely difficult to escape once caught. Powerful, fearless, and fully capable of causing life-threatening injuries, the coconut crab is a land-dwelling titan. Number 1. Alaskan king crab Paralithodes kamchaticus. The Alaskan king crab is widely considered the most dangerous crab in the world, not because of venom or aggression, but because of the deadly combination of raw power, size, and the extreme environments where humans encounter it. These crabs are enormous, often weighing more than 10 kilograms, with claws powerful enough to shatter fingers instantly. But the true danger lies in the fishing industry built around them. Alaskan king crab fishing has been described as one of the most hazardous jobs on Earth. The crabs thrash violently when hauled from icy waters, and their claws can clamp onto hands, wrists, or legs with bone-crushing force. Countless fishermen have lost fingers, suffered deep lacerations, or been pulled off balance on slippery boat decks. The harsh conditions of the Bering Sea, freezing winds, dangerous waves, and heavy traps combine with the crab's strength to create deadly situations. Multiple fatalities have been linked to accidents involving these massive crustaceans. A giant armored beast, powerful enough to injure seasoned professionals, the Alaskan king crab rightfully claims the #1 spot. So there you have it, the 10 most dangerous crabs in the world. Some slice, some crush, some stab, and others simply live in places deadly enough to claim human lives. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more countdowns from the wild world of nature.